Welcome back to our viewers here. We're broadcasting live from the NorthGate Dome here in Johannesburg, and this is where the inauguration of representatives from nearly 2,190 schools will be happening here a little bit later today. This is also the perfect opportunity for the MEC of Education in Gauteng, Panyanza Lesufi, to share his vision about our smart classrooms, the paperless environment. A couple of months ago here on Morning Live, you would have seen, it's about 5 months ago or so, the MEC launched the very first paperless environment here in Gauteng. Now, you can only imagine, not only is it about smart boards, but it's also about content generation, facilitation. It's also about teacher training. This morning, I'm joined by Alan Tate, who's from Pearson, and they have the hard job of making sure that the content is relevant for the children when they step into those environments. Alan, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Morning Live. Talk to me about developing the content, putting the teachers together 5 months down the line. Yeah. How is the system interacting?
So morning, Sam. Morning to all the viewers on a brisk autumn morning in Gauteng. A hive of activity here at the Dome. And also just congratulations to all the new SGBs and the outgoing SGBs for all the hard work that they've done as well. 5 months has been a long 5 months, a hard 5 months, multiple parties involved in the process. So content is an integral part of the entire process of the paperless schools. You also need to make sure that you have the right connectivity, you have the right devices, and the support for the teachers in place as well. The content, so if we talk content specific, the content that we provided to the schools, to these 7 paperless schools, is based on the current CAPS curriculum. Typical titles like Platinum, Spot On, Day by Day, Focus, etc. All Pearson titles. And the content used by the learners in class, they've traditionally been using print textbooks, and now they're obviously utilizing ebooks as such, so on devices. And so whatever they've been using before, they're now obviously using that within an ebook environment as such. With that, of course, the teachers have to go through a training process as well. And what we're also finding is that some of the teachers are adopting this, within a couple of days they've adopted it, and some teachers take a bit longer. But I think it's like that with any new technology as such. So the past couple of months has been a process of assisting these teachers to get on board, and also some of the learners as well. The learners have also, some of them adopted it quite quickly, some of them have taken a while to come to the party, but it's now middle of April. And these 7 schools are all flying at the moment. They really are, they've all adopted it and they utilize it on a daily basis now.
We've seen the MEC is incredibly passionate of just about having a paperless environment and making sure that we are in the classrooms of tomorrow. Have you had any feedback from parents? Even today, he's using the opportunity to get those 13,000 parents back on board, explaining to them the vision of the Department of Education. But from your interaction, from a teacher's perspective, you talk to teachers, you interact with the children. What's the feedback been from the parents?
So first comment is, I think just a big congratulations to Mr. Panyanza Lesufi for really being, I think, spearheading this, and also being you've been brave enough to take this on. Gauteng definitely will become one of the global players, not just a player in South Africa, but a global player from a paperless classroom point of view. In terms of feedback from the teachers, remember the teachers are parents as well. So the teachers are, utilizing and engaging with technology themselves, not just as a teacher, but as a parent as well. The feedback we're getting from the teachers is, everything from, please help, I need more assistance, to this is great, I'm loving it. So once again, there's obviously a whole range of feedback from the teachers. What we have found, though, is that from the first 3 to 4 months, the engagement for the teachers is more around how to get a fay with the technology, how to use the devices and the smart boards and the e-books as such. And then what we find is that for the second and third term, then they start utilizing it more around lesson plans and how to teach differently as such. So from a Pearson experience point of view, not just in South Africa but worldwide, we find that it's a good 6 to 8 months before teachers really start coming to grips with the technology. That's just the way it is. If you think back to the days when you first engaged with your first tablet or laptop, it took you a while to get used to it as well. And the feedback from the parents has just been phenomenal. Where the learners don't have to carry this massive book bag. They now are arriving at school with a device. They're taking the device home, and the important thing is they can learn anywhere. If you I always make a joke that many years ago, whenever my wife and I, whenever we had a question we couldn't answer, we would call my mother, and she was my Google. Now these days, you've got it, in the palm of your hand. So you have the teacher in front of the classroom, but you can actually gain access to any other information whenever you want to. So I think that's an important point.
Alan, we're going to leave it there, but thank you very much for talking to us. That's Alan Tate from Pearson. They're in charge of content, teacher training and facilitation, and it's all about that interaction experience here today. The MEC will take this opportunity with the inauguration of the new representatives for the SGB to educate parents about the plans going forward. It's only 7 schools, but there's massive rollouts still coming. Let's go back to Lebo in the studio. We've got more a little bit later from the Dome here in Johannesburg.